Welcome to the Pillow Talk podcast. I'm Will Beck. I'm your host. And with me today, I've got Stipe Miocic. He's a firefighter, husband, father of two. And unlike most firefighters, he's a two-time heavyweight champion in the UFC.
Ooh.
Stipe, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, dude.
How'd you sleep last night?
Fantastic.
So tell me a little bit about your bed situation.
So, well, I have my pillow cube's actually at the station.
Uh-huh.
And it's very comfortable. I mean, we get a lot of calls through the night, but it's very, very nice. Actually, my guys on shift are very, very jealous. They were like, "Wow, it's a really nice pillow." I said, "I know." Yeah, I love it. Honestly, it's man. I mean, it's a game changer. Definitely. You can really manipulate that thing to any way you want to sleep. Honestly, it's just soft. I love it. It's cool and like it's like not. It doesn't get like uncomfortable. It's like a cool pillow. Like other side of the pillow, like cool. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's always cool.
Love it. Love it. And, I'm not just saying that. It's very, very comfortable.
Awesome, man. Well, those guys at the station that are a little jealous, let's get them a pillow.
I mean, listen, I think I'd be the favorite guy of the day. If I did that, that would be amazing.
Dude, we can do that. We can make that work for some of those.
I appreciate it.
Those buddies over there. So tell me about your. I tried to get you a set of sheets for your bed.
Yes.
And I couldn't get you some sheets, but why was that? Do you remember?
Because I have an Alaskan king.
Yeah. What's an Alaskan king?
It's it's pretty much 9 feet across, 9 feet long. It's huge. So I can fit, we legit fit 6 people and a dog comfortable.
Yeah. That's the biggest bed I ever heard of.
Yeah. And the worst part is I have my wife, my daughter, and my dog. I still have no room.
Yeah. What kind of dog do you have?
We have a Canet Corso, Italian Mastiff.
Oh, wow. Is that a big dog?
Yeah, he's about $125, $130.
Yeah.
He's a little bit bigger than that, but he's perfect size. He's a good boy. He knows his role. He has when I'm not in bed, he lays in my spot, unfortunately. But when I lay in bed, he lays there by my feet. We have a little spot from the end of the bed. So typical dog end of the bed. He loves it.
Yeah. What's his personality like?
Awesome. Loyal. He's a good boy. He's people looking at him get terrified. He kind of looks like a gargoyle. Like he has his ears cropped, which we didn't know they were coming cropped.
Uh-huh.
We probably would have left him floppy, but he looks like a gargoyle. Like he's got big jowls and yeah, he looks tough, but he is actually a wuss. If someone robbed my house, he would tell where he's at. But he's a lover. He loves my daughter, my son, my wife. And me and him, we're just boys. We love each other, but it's like that guy thing, and he loves. And yeah, he's got a great temperament. Never really gets mad. He's 10 years old, but man, he acts like a puppy still.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what position do you sleep in?
A lot of times I sleep like I'm in a coffin. I just fly on my back.
Uh-huh.
But I've actually been moving a lot more now since that pillow. I'm a side sleeper now. Like it's great. Honestly, it's I always felt my back maybe because when I was younger, like not younger, but years ago, I had like tight back and stuff, and it was just comfortable for me to sleep flat on my back. But my back's good now, and I've been working on rehabbing, always rehabbing, making it stronger. And I sleep on the side, my stomach, where I'm,
wherever
it takes me.
Yep. So, what was your life like growing up as a kid?
I lived with my mother. Single mom, but I saw my dad every weekend. They divorced when I was like 1, I believe, but played a ton of sports. We where I lived at the time, it was like the Sandlot. There was be like within like 5 houses, which I was crazy. We'd play baseball every day, football. It was be like 8 in the morning. We'd come back till 10 o'clock at night when it was okay, But now, you just I talked to him here and there, but it was someone else so young. But growing up, I played. Name it. I did everything. I swam, football, baseball, wrestling, bowling. I played basketball on the side. I played, roller hockey. I mean, I did anything I would do. And then, we moved to city next over, and then played football, wrestling, baseball in high school, and went to college and played ball and wrestled. And then I left and just played ball. and then got done, and then became a firefighter paramedic. At the time, I was training at a gym, helped the guy out for an MMA fight, and here we are.
So when were you? When did you become a firefighter?
24, 25.
Okay. And was that like straight out of college then, or?
Kind of, yeah, because I had to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
So I do paramedic. Well, I had to go to basic first, and then that takes a semester roughly, and then medic school takes about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Fighter camp took about 10 weeks, and so you had to take the test and stuff like that. And I was part-time until about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Got a full-time job, yeah.
So in college, you were a baseball player and a wrestler?
Yeah, in Cleveland State, yep.
Okay. So which one did you like more?
I love baseball. It's because it's a game of inches, man. It's just...
Uh-huh.
I mean, honestly, it's so like, like when people watch like a 1-0 game, people are like, oh, this is dumb. I'm like, oh, what a great game. I'm intrigued because it's such a close game and, so many variables and, it's small ball and I can go for days talking about it, but I love baseball. I think it's just a fun atmosphere, great guys, you play with, and it's just a game of inches.
Who's your favorite baseball player?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, my boy Yan Gomes, he plays for the Cubs now. He used to play for them. Love that dude. He's a great catcher, amazing catcher, smooth. Yeah. I like Ty Cobb because he was just ruthless.
Competitor, man.
That's what I love about him. And Roger Maris and the oldies, but there's tons of guys. I can go for days. Like, that.
Do you know Todd Helton?
I did play with the Rockies.
Yep. So I went to Columbine High School, and I was there when the shooting happened. And after the shooting, maybe like a month later, they had this party where a lot of the sports teams in Colorado got together and just like came to our high school and like hung out with us.
That's
I just
cool.
remember Todd Helton like sitting right next to me, and I was like a huge Rockies fan. I was like, that's Todd Helton.
Yeah. Right.
And he just hung out with me, and it was like the coolest thing. I was like, I freaking love that guy. And so he's always been like my favorite baseball player. I'm like, and he's so good too. Like such a sound defensive player.
Yeah.
But,
He had a great swing. Hey, I don't mean to bring up Columbine, but did you know a kid named Nick Fletcher?
Man, that name is familiar, but
baseball player. Played ball.
I didn't know him.
Yeah, he went there too.
How'd you run into him?
I played ball with him in college.
Oh, cool.
You told me how you guys had to go to another high school at the time. You guys did split.
Yep. Yeah, we went to our rival high school.
Yeah.
So they went from like 7 to noon, and we went from like noon to 5.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, it was a wild deal. So when you were a kid, did you get in a lot of fights?
No, actually. The last time I actually was like in a real physical fight was when I was like 11 or 12. I got destroyed. I was talking about we're at the little pool next to my grandma's, and I'll go there every summer, every day. And I was joking around, I splashed water on a kid like with a cup of water. I'm like, gotcha, and he didn't like it too much, and straight pieced me up. It was bad. I didn't get knocked down or anything, but I was crying.
Yeah, I when I was in 5th grade, I was talking a little bit of smack to a 9th grader, and he just beat the crap out of me. I mean, it really did a number on me. And I was like, well, there's something good about getting beat up every once in a while.
Yeah, it humbles you, you're unstoppable. And I mean, I never ever go out my way to there's something, happens on me. I got to watch what I do, of course. But,
yeah.
I don't ever I try to buy them a beer, but if it's someone that I love, or someone I really care about, then, I'll step in. But usually I just try to, step away. Usually I've been pretty good about it,
Mm-hmm.
So knock on wood.
Yeah. You would think that people would really go out of their way not to fight you, but
no, they get beer muscles, man. And they start feeling that they're feeling froggy.
Yeah. So you tell me, you were saying that you had to step in to help train somebody in fighting. What was that?
Yeah, so I got out of college. I was working out at a gym, training people, just making gas, food money, all that stuff. I was going back to school, and guy named Dan the Bull Bobo. She fought in like the early UFCs, Pride, King of the Cage, Pancreas. I can name them all. He was fought all over the world and big monster heavyweight. And then the guy that owned the gym was like, hey, you know, I'm friends with this guy. He needs help wrestling. You know, help him? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I showed up and I just never left.
Yeah. So what has been your favorite fight of your career?
Oh, man. I mean, everyone that I win.
Yeah. So you got 20 of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know, I mean, the first time I won the title, it was great. You know, the second time, of course, getting it back. And then, you know, Cleveland was, I mean, that was just electric. That was, you know, that was like surreal. It still is. I get goosebumps thinking about it and talking about it.
There's a famous quote by Mike Tyson that everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
So how does your plan change when you get punched in the mouth?
You know, I keep my plan. Honestly, I know it's a great quote, but I just don't get like discouraged. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I mean, you know, I know in my mind I'm gonna get hit. You know, or try not to, but you know, it's part of the game. But you know, sometimes you know you just gotta you know you have plan A and you go to B, C, D, and keep going down the line until you figure something out. And, you know, and fortunately, you know what I do get hit in the face a lot and kick the body and all that. And you just gotta find your way, I guess.
Yeah. So you said you kind of go with like plan A, plan B, plan C. Like, so do you go into each fight and you're like, hey, this is what I'm going to work on first, and if that's not working for me, then I'm going to be working on this, and then I'm going to be working on.
Hey, you just gotta find. So it's like you know, it's like in football, you know, like you know, the guy's like, all right, the passing game is not working, but the play action all of a sudden starts working. You keep hitting the play action, keep it. You know, I mean, you find out what you know, it's like study film. We study film for fights, you know, and you just find the tendencies that, you know, what they do. And, you know, and if something doesn't work, you have another plan to go to, or you use something to get to that back to that tendency he does. And there's always, you know, it's all about strategic. It's a puzzle to me. That's why I love fighting so much.
So can you take me back to one of your older fights and kind of go through a couple of the plans that you had and how you had to iterate and change over?
Well, this the second DC fight, in Anaheim when I got the title back, it was went out there and I just was fighting like garbage. I just wasn't moving my feet. I wasn't doing anything I was supposed to. And I hit him in the body in the second round, but I didn't notice it. Usually I'm pretty good at noticing something bother someone, like if I hit someone with something or I can smell blood. I didn't see it. I might have it too fast, but I didn't see it, whatever. And then in the fourth round, when I counted a shot, I'm like, oh, that was nice. And I did it again. I'm like, oh, yep, got it. You're done. I figured it out.
Yeah.
You know, and the funny part was 3 days prior to that fight, or 2 days prior, we had the open workouts. I was watching him do his open workouts. Every time he was throwing, he was bringing his hands up. I'm like, man. I looked at my coach. I'm like, man, I should start hitting the body. He's like, I've been telling you for your help. But yeah, so yeah, you know, it just, you know, sometimes it happens that way and sometimes it doesn't. And then, you know, I finally figured it out. And, you know, some nights are good, some nights are bad. You know, sometimes you can figure it out and sometimes you do figure it out, but it doesn't happen your way.
Yeah. It's funny how mental all of sports is. You know what I mean? Like you have to have like all that physical prowess, but it's like seeing a little thing and be like, oh, that's where I can attack, you know?
Yeah. It's great to have my coaches because they can see stuff, but there's also things that they can't see in the cage and what's going on. Even though they're watching it, they just don't see it.
Yeah. And it's different too. Like when you have to react in game speed, because you're like, oh yeah, you should do this. And it's like, well, it's a little harder than just saying it.
Yeah, right. I got this big dude trying to hit me in the face.
Yeah, I coach my kids' basketball team. And I'm always like, hey, yeah, you should do that. And it's like, Dad, I appreciate your thoughts. What's kind of been the most proud moment of your career where you were like, I did something really cool and I'm like, you know, pumped about it?
Yeah, of course, winning the title. I think more the second time, but just because when I lost the first one, a lot of my friends' kids, they were crying. They were like, oh my God, they were devastated. And I was like, listen, I'm like, it happens. It's life. Nothing's perfect. If it's easy, everyone would do it. I'm like, but I'll get it back. Don't you worry about it. And, you know, that's what I show them that, you know, hard work pays off and determination. You get what, you know, when everything's ever given, it's earned. And earn what you get.
Yeah. Nothing's forever. The rent is due every day.
Oh, this is true. Especially having now, we have a 3.5-year-old and a 7-month-old, and it definitely is every day. Rent is due with them every day.
Yeah. So how is having those kids, how has that changed your life?
Oh, it's crazy, nonstop. We've been pretty lucky. Our daughter, she's a different breed. she's a savage, and but she goes to school. She's young. We have like a daycare school, so she goes there 4 days a week, all day, which is nice. Because like we can only teach her so much. After a while, she's like, all right, give me your phone, and we'll watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So she listens and all that. So she loves going to school, and we got my little man. He's getting bigger and bigger every day, and he's starting to learn how to crawl and all that good stuff. And just trying to help them, make them into a better person. It's been awesome, and it's great too because I don't go out all the time. We have people are like, let's go out. I'm like, oh, I can't. The kids are sick, and it's totally an excuse. That's the excuse I make.
Yeah.
I am a homebody. I just want to hang out with the kids. It really made me having them really, put things in perspective and just worrying about them and not about us anymore.
Yeah. So if I ever come out to Ohio and you're like, hey, can't hang out, the kids are sick, I know that's fake. Is that what you're?
Depends.
Yeah. So you say it's like not about yourself anymore. Like you seem to me like you live like a pretty regular person life, not like a typical celebrity life. Is that like a conscious choice for you? And why is that?
Yeah, man. I just like I like getting stuff, and I just don't spend my money on stuff I don't need. I mean, like like there's stuff I want, and there's stuff I need. Like I need groceries, but I want a brand new car. Well, I have a nice car now. Why do I need a new one? And so I just and then I just want to set up my kid's future.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got full-time fire. It's the benefits, the pension, of course, but more the benefits. Just make sure they're taken care of. God forbid something happens to me, they'll be taken care of.
Yeah. So the rush that you get from fighting, like how can you get that without fighting? Like, is there something you can do in like your regular life to like satisfy that? Or
I don't know. I really don't know. I've never done anything and not like courageous enough to jump out of a plane. Maybe I don't know. I just it's a crazy rush. It's just I think it's just like finally, and thank you God, it's over with. Just you got the W. It's just. So, but then you get down, you're like, oh, everything just falls apart. You're exhausted. The jump up is terrible.
So you hear the fight announcer start, and you're like, ready to go. Like, what's that feeling like the moment before a punch is even thrown? To
me, it's surreal. It's almost like every time I step in a cage with someone, I'm like, I'm really getting a cage with another man. This is so weird. You know what I mean? And then like
a trained like. Absolute killer.
Not someone that's just hey, what's up? It's definitely someone that's trained for this fight and they want something that I had, and it's awkward because like a lot of the guys I fought earlier was the guys I watched coming up before I was in UFC. I'm like, oh, it's Roy Nelson, oh, it's Gabriel Gonzaga, Junior Santos. It was just like weird, what I mean? It was awkward, But then the minute I said fight and they start throwing punches, I'm like, oh, that's out the window now. It's time to bear down and have some fun.
Yep. So, with the firefighting, like, is that something that you love doing? Is that like a passion for you?
I do. I love it. I love everything about it. It's just, the guys, the atmosphere, just the unity, the camaraderie. It's amazing. I love it. It's 24 hours, 48 off, but it's just great, because you have stuff to do all day. The station I'm at, we get, the city I'm with, we get a lot of calls, and so we're constantly busy, and I'm okay with that, and so it makes the day go by faster. And I just love everything about it. It's just a great job. I'm not a sit behind the desk kind of guy. I wear a nice suit and tie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too much for me. I don't, I'm wearing, work pants and, polo, and get to wear a hat and do my job and help people out.
When it comes to preparing for a fight mentally and like getting in the right like headspace, what are the things you're doing to get mentally in the right space before a fight?
I think just listening to my coaches and just constantly going over everything, just getting that confidence. I always tell people the harder you train, the luckier you get, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think the harder you train, the luckier you get. I think that's what it is. And then when I walk in, I'm confident. I'm like, all right, listen, I've done everything. But in my mind too, we got to a point where it was like riding a bike. The more times you do it, the easier it gets with the nerve. Mm-hmm. I think you've done it so many times now, I don't care. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna give it all I got. I'm gonna leave it on the table. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. If I lose, I'm gonna lose. It wasn't my day.
Mm-hmm.
Out there, I'm going swinging.
And are you usually like really psyched up? Are you like, hey, I just listen to like music, or are you like chill? Okay.
So I literally bust jokes the whole time until I really walk out to the cage.
Uh-huh.
Right before we walk out, I have one coach, he hates me, but I do it to him every time. When they make us stand out there before they make us walk, and I'm like, I gotta just do this, and I ball tap every time I walk out. So pissed. But yeah, I just have a good time. But the minute I hit the tunnel, I'm just, it's tunnel vision, let's do it, let's have some fun. And then I get to the cage door, and they grease me up, check me out. I give my coaches high fives and hugs and all that good stuff. And then I'm like, oh, can't leave now.
Yeah, no turning back.
Yep. I'm like, yeah, well, here we are. Yep. So it's fight or flight.
So how do you define success in your life?
That's a great question. I think success, it's not even about the money. I think success is just doing something you love.
Mm-hmm.
It's never, you're never working a day in your life. I think, and being enjoyed and having happiness every day. Because I know every day is not going to be happy, but majority of the times you're happy and just you're doing what you do, and you're no stress in your life. Yeah, I think that's success. Just loving life and just enjoying it.
So when you say doing something that you love, do you love the training for a fight, or do you love the actual like moment that you're fighting, and the training is just like a part of the medicine to get there?
I love the training part just because I might have said before I hated it, which I do hate it because I'm so, but in a good way. Like, even though it's an individual sport, you have a team. You guys all train together, you spar together. Even the rest of you guys all hang out together. So it's great. Like, you don't see them for the day, but dude, it's like high school. How was your day? Time. Oh, I have a question. Hey, can you help me out with this? Or, dude, can you help me move some couch today? I'll be there tomorrow. I got you. It's just it's like a family thing, and it's great. I love it. And just like I get there early and just sit there and talk to guys and just hang out and just love life. And it's just fun. You know what I mean? And the fight sucks because it's anticipation, but I also love that too because it's our coaches love it because we play cards all day. We have fun. We just joke around, have a good time. And I probably said before I hate a bunch of this stuff, but thinking about it more and more, I do love it. I just there's certain things I do like and certain things I don't.
So what are the kind of hardest parts about training and getting ready for a fight?
The hardest part, I think for me, just knowing when to step back for a minute and take a break and let my body rest. Go. But we figured that out and throughout the years, and when take time off. Plus, you're getting older. You got to let your body rest. I think recovery is more key than better for you than training. I think you can getting better. Mental status and mental state and conditioning. You let your body rest because your body's going to reheal itself and all that stuff. So I think knowing when to understand to relax and back off and just do something lighter or not do anything that day or 2 days, just let your body rest and get back back into things. I think that's the main way to do it. But the second part about training is start can't be sore and about like 4 or 5 weeks out, man, sometimes I hit a wall. I'm like, boo. And then my coach is like, go home, just go.
Don't do anything.
This is absolutely terrible. Go home. I'm like, thank you. It's usually like a 3-day weekend. I'm like, thank you. I just sleep all day and eat and hang out with the kids, and it's great.
So is your fitness level before a fight pretty similar to how your fitness level is all the time?
Yeah, I do train. I try to keep in shape, not like fight shape, but decent shape. And plus, I'm helping guys out and all that good stuff. And I try to stay healthy. And I think, but once the camp starts, it's nice though too. Is when I'm not, I'm in decent shape. And I start camp out. I'm not as beat up and sore without, just
so
from scratch.
How often are you training right now?
A few days a week. Nothing. Just when I'm froggy and you guy needs help or nothing out of nothing like. All to the wall.
Yeah. So the guys in your fire station, have any of them asked to fight you before?
No, they're terrified. They're great guys. Honestly, we've been with them for 3 weeks, but it's like I've known them for 10 years. It's just they're great, and they're just honestly. I'm very lucky with the department. I'm very lucky. I have a great chief, we have great captains, lieutenants, and all the guys underneath them, it's great. Even the guys that got hired with me too, we're just, just a big happy family.
Yeah. What makes you happy?
Video games.
What video game?
I play Call of Duty a lot.
Uh-huh.
No, but like that's more nighttime. But like, what makes me happy is just watching my kids and just seeing them laugh and have fun, and like just love my kids. I love my kids so much. Like I just except for yesterday, I was not happy because I had to put a bike together, and it was I was so pissed. Ever.
Dude, Christmas morning for me is like great. And then once I have to start putting stuff together, it's like the worst day of my life. I'm like, I'm not a put together stuff kind of guy.
Oh yeah. The one year my mother-in-law got my daughter one of those like doll houses, but it's like tall.
Yep. The doll houses are tough, dude.
So they had like color coordination. Like at one point the colors were matching up, and then I was doing it and like looking for a piece, and I couldn't find it for 2 hours. And it was literally a curtain rod thing.
Yeah.
I was trash. So I there, and I realized it was the rod for the curtains. I'm like, oh my God, I was so pissed. It was a long night and day the next. I was pissed. And then this year my daughter wanted to do like a doctor thing, so I made it do like the doctor desk and everything. And the first one I put it on, I didn't tell my wife this, but I crack it. I'm like, oh my God. I like glue it. I got like some electrical tapes or a really glue tape, and she hasn't noticed it, so we're good.
Yeah. So
I dodged a bullet.
That's funny. I love what you said though about your kids bringing you a lot of your happiness. Like, it's funny that we do all these things career-wise to like, I think, get happiness, and it's like the simple things that actually deliver like the lasting joy.
Yeah.
But kids has definitely been that for me too.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's just different. It's just different.
What advice do you have for people wanting to get into MMA?
Don't get frustrated. Everyone's everyone sucks. But practice makes perfect, and enjoy the ride. Have fun. Always have fun. Every time, like no matter what sport it is or what you're doing, always have fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in sports, you get so into it, and you're like, when you miss a shot or you don't do something right, you just get so down. It's like, if you can't do it with a smile on your face, man, it's not worth doing. It's just like, pick it up. So,
yep.
A couple of funny questions, then we can end. But what's your favorite dessert?
Ooh, so I have two. I like French silk pie. I'm a big fan of that. I don't know why, but I just for some reason I'm here. I mean, I like a lot of desserts. I'm not a chocolate guy, like candy bars.
Yeah.
Like silk pie, and also you ever hear of Oreo dirt?
Yeah, I know Oreo dirt.
Oh, love it. Amazing. It's that thing. I eat that every day, all day.
That's cool. And then, are there any favorite or any celebs or influencers that are like people you look up to or really want to meet? Or
no, I mean, I'm just, I don't fanboy out too much. I don't really have ever. If I come across somebody, I just want to hang out with them. It's great. I'm just happy to be like, hey, how you doing? Shake their hand, just get to talk to them, get to know them, and it's all, I don't. I got things to worry about, like my kids. But I mean, if I do meet someone or I get the chance, I'll be excited. There's no question. But I just, I don't want to go out someone's way. Like, hey, and they're like, wow, this dude's weird.
You're like, hey, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, right. I mean, 100%.
Oh, that's funny. What's your favorite movie?
Deadpool.
Okay.
Hey, hold on real quick.
So, wow, there we go. So Ryan Reynolds might be your guy.
I mean, yeah, he's a good-looking man too. So
yeah, he is a handsome one.
Let's see what he uses for his badge and stuff. We're gonna talk to him about that.
And then, what's your favorite way to end a fight?
Whatever way it ends, me get my hand raised.
He'll take it. Doesn't need to be submission, knockout, whatever.
Split decision. I do not care. Hand raised. I'm not picky.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on and kind of just telling us a little bit about your life and sharing kind of like your feelings about success. And it was great to touch base with you. No,
thank you. And I appreciate everything, man. Thanks for the pillows and the sheets. And the guys at the station, the guys were like, what is 1,000 Egyptian cotton? I was like, don't you touch it. You're not good enough. Joking about thank you for everything. Honestly, it's nice. Even though when I can't sleep at the station, it's kind of nice to have my I wake up sore when, uncomfortable next church training. I'm actually, feel good when I wake up. Kind of nice.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, we appreciate you and look up to you, and we're big fans. So,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yep.